So what do you expect this week in the second matchup with Fresno?
This week we're looking to continue kind of what we did last time. We were able to get over our legs from traveling that day against them for the first 10-15 minutes, and then started knocking the ball pretty well. We kind of hit a wall in the 70th minute, and that's where we lost and gave up those 2 goals. So I think the biggest thing is to continue and even improve in those last 70 minutes against them this time.
What was it like playing in a AAA baseball ballpark with 4,000 people?
It was fun. It's a great atmosphere that they have there, and it's something as a soccer player that it always kind of gives you a little bit more energy when there's a bigger crowd and you have people cheering for you. So even though they're cheering against you, it gives you some more legs too.
You've played on a variety of fields, I imagine, having played at BYU Hawaii and then AAA ballpark and just random parks. How does BYU's field compare, and what kind of fields did you play on in Hawaii?
Well, it's one of the top facilities in the state. Before Rio Tinto, this is where the U.S. national team would come train when they were in town, and it's fun to see other teams that come here because you can always catch a couple people taking pictures of the facilities, not only of the game field, but it's to be able to practice on this field is pretty special. In Hawaii, the fields weren't the greatest of fields. It has great scenery, but the field itself was pretty rough. But other than that, most of the fields that we played over turf outside of that.
This week against Fresno, it's kind of a repeat, but it's the first home game. What will that be like for you and the team?
Well, we're excited for it. We've been looking for this for the last 7-8 months since last season ended, and we're excited to kind of have a different feel to this year. We had a rough patch with them, which ended in a loss, but we were ready to bounce back, and I think we did that against Orange County, and we learned from our mistakes, and hopefully we'll be able to pull off a win this week.
What did you learn about your teammates after the first road trip?
I think the biggest thing I learned is after that first loss, is the way that they bounced back. We were able to spend a lot of time together and be able to, everybody kind of came together a little bit more. We definitely feed off each other's energy. About the 65th, 70th minute against Orange County, we saw a lot more energy from the bench, people yelling at each other, building each other up in good ways, positive ways. And that's really what I think was the difference between the 2 games this last week.
You replaced Brian Black, who had started for 2 years. What's that experience been for you as you finally started in the PDL for BYU?
It's been a great opportunity. It's been great to have other keepers in front of me that I've been able to learn from their mistakes, learn from the good things that they do, as well as bring in some of the things that I feel that I do well. Brandon does a great job of training us, Chad as well, and it's an opportunity that as growing up you play to live this dream almost, and for me it's been pretty special.
You went to Lone Peak. Did you want to come to BYU originally out of high school? And that was kind of a journey with the torn ACL.
Right. Honestly, I wasn't planning to go anywhere after high school. We were pretty successful in high school, very successful, but I really didn't plan to. And the opportunity presented itself, and right after high school, the coach and former coach Brian Jolly asked me to come play, and so I jumped all over it. And following the mission came, and had my torn ACL, which could have put a little stumbling block in the road, but we were able to, through going out to Hawaii, get back to my where I felt comfortable in the goal and confident. And it's been a long road, but it's finally here, and it's been exciting.